Hello and welcome to Kathleen Color. It's homecoming and we're getting ready. I have 3 girls in studio who each want a radiant, glowy, yet natural look. Today I'm going to show you how it's done. Let's get started. This is Bryn. She wants a natural, yet shimmery and radiant look. I started by applying face primer with my fingers all over her face. Face primer will help her makeup last all day and into the night. It also smooths her skin before foundation. Next, I applied a full coverage foundation lightly and blended it in all over her skin. I then applied concealer to blemishes. Next, I put face powder on to set. Contour, blush, and highlight is next. Apply contour to the hollow of the cheeks, down the sides of the nose, and under the bottom lip. I then applied highlighter to the tops of the cheekbones and down the middle of the nose. I applied blush on the apples of her cheeks. For eyes, I started with eye primer. Eye primer helps your shadow last longer and not crease. For shadow, I took a golden palette to bring out her eyes. I then brushed a light shimmery color all over her eyes and lightly applied a gold shimmer shade to her lids. I then added a warm bronze color to her crease for shape and definition, and then wrapped it under the eyes for framing. After, I used concealer to catch any fallout from the shadow. To brighten the eye, I used a shimmery crayon on the inner corners of the eye. I then pressed a dark shadow into the upper lash line instead of eyeliner. This frames the eyes and is softer than traditional eyeliner. I filled in the brows with a cream to powder pencil and brushed the hairs up and out. I added bronzer to her forehead and cheekbones for color. I finished the eye look with lots of coats of mascara. And for the final touch, I applied lip liner, a golden lipstick, and gloss. This is Grace. She wanted flawless skin and a natural look. I started with face primer. Then I applied a full coverage foundation in layers to give her an even-toned look. Next, I applied contour to the hollows of her cheeks and then the sides of the nose. I then added a peach blush just under her cheekbones. I applied highlighter to the tops of her cheekbones, down the center of her nose, and above the brow. Bronzer came next. I swiped bronzer across the forehead and made a 3 as I swept it on the rest of her face. For eyes, I started with shadow base. I applied it from lash to brow. This evens up all the colors in the eye area and again helps her shadow last longer. For shadow, I chose a peach palette and brushed the lightest shade from the palette from lash to brow. Next, I added a golden shimmer shade and mixed it with a peach shade to add instant pop. For shape and definition, I added a bronze shade in the crease and on the outer edge of her eye. I then wrapped it under her eye with a small brush for framing. For a little bit of intensity, I pressed a dark shade into the upper lash line. I added a shimmer crayon on the inner corner of the eye to brighten. I added concealer again under the eyes to make sure that it looked smooth and flawless. Next, I applied brow pencil to fill in her brows. And I brushed all of the hairs up and out. For a quick tip, spray a spoolie with setting spray. This will help your brows stay in place. Next, I added mascara to finish the eye look. And for the finishing touch, I added liner and gloss. This is Eve. She wanted a barely there supernatural look. So I started with primer, then lightly evened out her skin tone. I then filled in her brows with pencil and brushed them up and out. Next, I applied shadow base all over her eyes from lash to brow. I then applied a soft brown shadow in her crease and on the outer edge. Next, I mixed a soft pink and a silver shimmer shadow and applied it to the lid. Instead of eyeliner, I pressed a soft brown shade into her lash line. I then wrapped a soft brown shade under her eye. I then applied a little contour to the hollows of her cheeks and down the sides of her nose. Next, I applied blush onto the apples of her cheeks. For brightness, I added a shimmery crayon on the inner corner of her eye, and then finished the eye look with mascara. To finish the look, I applied concealer, highlighter, and added lip liner and lip gloss. We've had so much fun. Thanks for getting ready with us today. And if you would like to see any future looks, leave them in the comments below. You can follow me on Instagram at Kathleen Color. Hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And I'll see you next time.